doing, guys? Cecita here again with another project in mind. When you look behind me, you see this arch right here. What I'm trying to do is knock this down, since when you walk through the kitchen, it looks very low. The ceiling looks very low. It's because of this arch. It's very low. So what I'm trying to do is knock this down and put a beam, a wood beam here, since we are going for the rustic farm style. And start it from here. And then we're going to bring this up to make the room look more open. I have a small house, so I like to have the openness when I go from one room to another. I'm really excited about this project. Come, follow me, join me while I get through this mess. It's my first time doing this, knocking down a little wall, a little, piece of wall, but I'm so excited. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome. I'm sorry. Hey guys, I'm here. Listen, you gotta have fun while you're working, because if not, forget it. Take 3. Hey guys, I try to knock the wall down with my feet, but it doesn't work. I try to have a little fun, but the man behind the camera doesn't like it. So, let's get serious, people. First instrument I'm gonna use. Definitely. We're gonna put this in the border, and let's try to take, oh, be careful when you do this. Don't slide your fingers. Just lay it down. Make sure you got all the corners. And I think we're doing very good there. Next, we're gonna use this instrument with a hammer. I'm gonna try to get this border out of here. I definitely had to go for reinforcement. Now that we have this beautiful opening, we're gonna start measuring pieces of wood to see the perfect size to create the beam. Here we are trying to measure the length from side to side of the beam, and that's the beam that's going to go up in the top. After we take the measurements of the beams, we start putting it together with wood glue, a staple gun, and definitely some screws to make sure that it's firm and it will stay put. Question is, how we're going to install this 12-foot beam in the ceiling. Stay tuned. Looking for that perfect stain to create a beautiful beam. Guys, are you ready? We're about to put this 12-footer, pretty heavy pine wood. So my husband put 2 pieces of wood on one side so we can lean the beam on it, and then he will push on the other side. And that made it so much easier for us to install it. And to our surprise, we measure it perfectly so it's snug up to both sides of the columns and then up to the ceiling. So we didn't have to do that much force, and we were so happy with the result. Right now what I'm doing is putting some more screws so we can secure it and move to the next one. Here, guys, we are creating our false beam. We're putting 3 pieces together after we measure them. And what we're gonna be doing is cutting them and pretty much putting a glue, wood glue. That's what I'm doing right now. And then we're gonna put them together. One side first, you use the staple gun so we can keep it in place. And then we go back with the some screws. We want to make sure that they are sturdy, that they would stay in place, and when they dry overnight, that we have a solid piece. So we have one side almost done, and then we had to turn it around. Remember, guys, this is a 10-footer pine wood pieces. They're very heavy, so you definitely need some help. My husband there is putting the glue on the other side, and we're gonna do the same thing. Put in the glue, use the nail gun, and again use the screws. Then after that, we're gonna clamp it so they make sure they stay tight, so when we leave it overnight. Guys, so here I am prepping, sanding the left column now, taking the measurements and cutting so it can fit perfectly since we had the top one already on. And it was pretty easy. I took a sample and then I put it on top of the actual column wood, and I pretty much cut it through. And this was also a 10-feet beam. And you see we have the top one now put on, and we try to put it in, but what happened is that the top one would not allow us to put it on, so we will have to remove the top one and then place the side one on the left side first, and then put back the top one. So yes, it was a little challenge, but we had it done. So guys, this is our last beam. This one we had to place it actually in here because we couldn't take the other 2 down any longer. So what we did, we placed each side. We connected with screws, and then we did both sides first, and then we did the front of it. But here what we're doing is trying to measure it, make sure that it fits correctly, and then we will hold it with clamps, and we will put some glue on it and make sure that it stays put. Now we're doing the base of it, the front of it, putting glue on it. The other 2 are already set, and what I'm gonna be doing is putting a clamp to hold it in place, so like that when I put the staple gun, it will stay in place. This was a little challenging because it was not put together outside, but it came out really nice as well. We worked together, we were able to make it look like if it was put in there, so it was a great project for us. Guys, here I am staining the bean, and the color is Fruit Wood from Mintwax. Beautiful color. We try to mix some color to try to get this color, and to be very honest, we didn't have to mix anything. We just used that color by itself, and it came out absolutely amazing. So Fruit Wood from Mintwax was the stain that we used for the beans.